your torch and dip it into the sexy St. Jeff candle. No Buffs is back. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and over yonder, he's a man who I would love to play topless beach volleyball with. It's J.D.
The Boys. I don't even know that song. What is that song? It is a Kenny Loggins song.
It definitely was a Kenny Loggins song. Yeah, Playing with the Boys, I believe is what it's called.
I thought it was like a parody of the Kenny Loggins song, but how I was wrong.
Yeah, no. They spent some money over there
Wow.
at CBS. I guess it helps that it's under the Paramount umbrella.
Yeah.
You got a deal for that, Kenny. Yeah, what a scene. Maybe the funniest episode of Survivor ever. We're going to debate. Break it down. No Trey Kirby this week. Our guy is on vacation. He will be back for next week's No Buffs. And there's only 3 episodes left.
Whew.
That's it, JD. I mean, that means Christmas is almost here. And that means another season of Survivor is almost starting.
Right behind it.
Yeah. We are here, though, to recap episode 10 of Survivor 45, titled How Am I the Mobster? That was also a funny scene.
Yep.
Shout out to the live tribe joining us right now on YouTube. Take a second, if you haven't. Smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. The live tribe is buzzing. I mean, I feel like these people have been talking to each other for, I don't know, like 45 minutes talking about the episode and the moves being played. And somebody was saying Bruce may have stopped by.
Bruce stopped by the live
I don't
show?
know. People are saying there's either a Bruce impersonator or Bruce himself is going around to a lot of chats.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know. I sort of saw it quickly before we went live here. Cool. Hey, Bruce, what's up?
Welcome.
Yeah, podcast listeners, leave us a 5-star rating and review. We really appreciate that here at No Buffs. And thanks, everybody who shared their Spotify Wrapped. And some of you having no buffs.
We got no buffs? I haven't seen a no buffs
Yes,
one
there was
yet.
a few no buffs
Woo.
that were cracking the top 5 for some of you sickos out there. So we love
Nice.
it. Okay, JD, episode 10.
Yeah.
Just you and me. I mean, before we get into it scene by scene, do you think it was one of the funnier episodes that you can remember at least?
Yes, absolutely. One of the funnier. I love big swings, and I enjoyed the boys hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
The montage.
I mean, I was actually laughing out loud.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because it was well done. Yeah.
The most, it is a play on the Top Gun thing, which is ridiculously homoerotic. I didn't find this one homoerotic enough. The only thing that sort of veered towards that was, Drew flexing. He was doing the classic muscle man pose.
There was a very funny fist bump, too. I think it was Jake. And was it? I don't know if it was Drew or Austin. It was just a funny little weird backhand fist bump.
Right.
Yeah. It was just
as you do.
Incredible.
As you do. Well, you're getting anemic and you have a little bit of scurvy out there.
Yeah.
So your bones are starting to collapse.
Possibly. It was an incredible scene.
Yeah.
And we'll get to it here. But I guess it was an emotional episode of Survivor.
Yeah.
The highs and lows of, letters from home and some people overcoming some things.
Yeah.
And then the very funny moments.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I felt like, well, I don't know. Why don't we just start?
Okay.
And I'll start complaining.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we start night 17, post-tribal council, of course. I think it's Jake that says, top 8, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, top 8, almost like Top Gun.
Right.
Jake is done playing the dead dog.
Yeah.
He thinks he's back as a player. He's finally not a pawn.
Okay, Jake.
It does not go well for that statement. He's still a dead dog. Yeah. He's a sad dead dog as this episode goes on. Emily notes that it's interesting how Bruce just voted for Kendra. I like that they slipped that part in there with what happens and materializes with how Emily, plays a big part in Bruce going home.
Right.
And then Drew talks about how Bruce's immunity run, it needs to come to an end. They got to flush that idol. They are obsessed with getting Bruce out, but really that idol out. And, we'll start debating later whether the non-Reba people even made the right move of obviously targeting Bruce.
Yeah. I mean,
you're shaking your head, so I don't think you believe so.
Yeah, I mean, we can wait if you want, or we can.
Well, what'd you think of just post-tribal council?
I enjoyed it. I do like it when the guys on the bottom are like, "Hey, made top 8,"
Still here?
I did it.
Now I'm gonna start playing.
Yeah, now I'm playing. It was it was nice to see Jake have a moment of reprieve before he hit rock bottom later on in the episode, which he does, right? I mean,
oh man,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like I was racking my brain for like really getting shown, at least on camera, someone just so down and out, and so frustrated
for just being on the bottom,
being on the bottom. He's not the first person to be on the bottom, is my point. But holy crap, is he taking it? Quite possibly the hardest we've ever seen. I actually thought it was refreshing to hear him talk about it.
Yeah.
How he's like, I feel dumb and I don't know what the hell I'm going on, and I thought I'd be better at this, and can I finally recover? And the answer seems to be no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Owen had a great tweet with a picture of Jake with the Charlie Brown stripes on his shirt and say, welcome to the club, because that was sort of Owen's thing. But
this was a level lower.
This was like serious. I don't know. Like, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but this cast, a little bit soft. Maybe.
Well, we've had 2 quitters, so
we've had 2 quitters, and look at the jury. Look how angry they are for being voted out, with Julie having to put on the waterworks, or maybe not, or maybe she does feel bad about it. I think she sincerely feels bad about it, but it's just like, it's a game, guys. It's a game. It's an intense game, and it's day 17, and you're pushed to your limit. But I heard Hubicki, Dr. Hubicki on Tyson's podcast. He was like, I remember hitting the wall too right before I got voted off on day 33. It's just like,
Look, my point is, I did, like, okay, again, in Jake's defense, he says all this. He is sharing his emotions. Mm-hmm. Now, you could argue maybe not the slickest move if you want to win the game.
To be openly weeping on the beach.
I gotta be honest, unless they have like a sympathy vote or 2 for him, I don't see how that helps you win the game. Point is, he was sharing it, and then even Austin does say, like, I'm jumping right to tribal council, but he says, it's not personal. And Jake's like, I know, I get it, and that's the part that I thought was cool. He's like, I understand, this is a game,
right?
I'm not taking it personal, but it still sucks, that I am never included in any plans. I'm always the target. I'm always the backup target. I'm just here, totally. And I mean, even you heard Kelly say, I feel bad for the guy. But you're right, they're playing Survivor.
She said, I almost feel bad for the guy. Which is different.
We'll give him a vote when he's there at the end.
For $1 million, I almost feel bad for you? I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, well, we go to day 18, and this is Julie waking up after a horrible sleep. Mm-hmm. She is feeling a lot of shame in voting out Kelly and Kendra specifically, and really lying to their faces. And she is torn between, I'm this mother figure, and then I'm lying to them. Of course, they're playing Survivor. That's what you got to do.
Right.
Somebody finally told Kendra, people will lie out here. But she's conflicted.
Yeah. And again, I do understand that. And, she was talking about taking on the mother role because they started calling me mama. So now I'm going to be the mama of this group. And now I have to, stab these people in the back. But I will also point out that the people that she stabbed in the back are not in her core alliance, which is a large alliance. It's 4 people.
Great point. She hasn't technically screwed her alliance yet.
No. But
I guess, she's playing a part in lying. I mean, everybody's lying to each other.
Yeah.
But she feels some guilt, man.
Fair enough.
And it's having an effect on her sleep. Do you ever have bad sleeps if you're...
Literally every night.
Oh, okay. So what are you guilty about every night? Not giving your best on a podcast?
Just not having the best show, It's
all right. There'll be another one.
Exactly.
I sleep like a fucking baby. I'm like, shitty show that was. Can't wait to do another 2 tomorrow.
Exactly.
Julie and Drew, they share an emotional moment down on the beach. Julie notes in confessional that she knows that they somehow at some point have to turn on each other.
Yeah.
This Reba 4, this core 4 alliance.
Right.
So it's sure starting to tee up that is somebody gonna make a move here?
Mm-hmm.
Is somebody gonna make a move? Is it Drew and maybe Austin making a move on Julie, or is it Julie making a move with some of these other people on one of these other 3 in the core 4? That's what it feels like where we're going.
Yeah.
Right. Emily talks with Bruce and Katurah about the Reba 4, and they're talking about who's calling the shots over there.
Right.
And they talk a lot about hey, we should target them.
That's right.
It's 4-4. be a really good time to maybe try and take one of them out.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That is exactly right.
Yeah. Even Emily doubling down, saying she doesn't feel all that comfortable about where she stands with Drew and Austin.
Right.
And that hypothetical 3. So they're talking the right game plan here at the start of this episode.
I think so.
But they just can't work together. Or at least Bruce and Katurah, and then Jake. I mean, he's a wild card, you know.
Well, it seemed like Bruce was willing to work with Katurah, and he was under the impression that he was working with Katurah. So
yeah, it's true. Well, we go to a very weird scene here. Bruce, telling Katurah that he freaked out about the knowledge is power possibly being in play. He gave his idol to Kelly, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Hold up, I'm lying. Did you buy it? How do you think my acting was?
Yeah.
How do you think I'm asking you now? How do you think my acting was?
You're asking
me playing the role of Bruce.
I thought it was great, and I bought it 100%.
All right, sweet.
The same way that Katurah bought it 100%, but then for some reason told us that it was a harebrained scheme. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
well, I guess that's the question. Did you believe that she believed
at first? You mean? I mean, it was quick. He didn't give her a lot of time. It felt like.
No, but I think she acted like it was like,
yeah, interesting. Wouldn't Bruce have said his idol was gone when his idol left the game? Like he was just sitting on this, hoping that nobody knew and that he was just pretending he still had an idol. Again, he has an idol, but in his game plan. That was my number one thing. I was like, why'd you wait so long,
right,
Bruce? I guess the counter is like because he wants to pretend he still has it.
But did you? Okay, the way it unfolded on the show, I kind of believed it
when he told Katurah the first time.
Yeah, I thought
you were like, "Whoa!"
I was like, "Wait, is this real?" And I was,
yeah.
It would only like you say, it only lasted for a few seconds, but I believed it.
Right.
I mean, it didn't occur to me like, why wouldn't he say something early? But he did have immunity twice.
That's true. So that's a good point.
He was looking at potentially being vulnerable. I don't know. Maybe it took him a couple of days to come up with this scheme. I think it's a decent scheme from his perspective.
But explain the scheme. So everybody doesn't want. Okay, they can't vote for him because he keeps winning individual immunity necklaces.
Right, and he knows that they're coming after him.
And he knows that they all know he has an idol.
Yes.
You know, so I don't. Okay, so his thinking is if they think that I don't have an idol and they're desperate to get rid of me, that I'm no longer
they're all gonna put their names on me, thinking that I'm gonna be going home, and then I will simply
pick who I want to go, and because it's a 4-4 situation. Yes. Right. Okay. Yes. But okay, then he should have ran with that. So strange. She was so confused, Katurah. Like, what do you mean? Why are you lying? You just want me to grade your acting? Like, people pay a lot of money for that. Then Bruce tells this crazy lie to Jake.
Right.
Now, he does this thinking Jake will just spill the beans. He's going to go tell somebody in the Reba 4.
And he did.
He absolutely did. And so, yeah, you're right. The plan, Bruce is thinking I'm going to make them think I'm vulnerable. I botched it. I lost it. I panicked. I thought there was knowledge is power, so I gave it to Kelly, and she's out. And then, hey, I guess if you guys really, I keep winning, you're going to vote me out. Ha-ha.
Right.
Here's my idol.
His only mistake is that he workshopped it for some reason with Katurah, which makes me think that he thought that he was working with Katurah, and she was
wanted to test it out.
Yeah, his closest ally. Little does he know that she is a leaky. Like, the best thing he could have done was tell Katurah, because Jake at least sat on it for a little while.
Right.
Katurah would have beelined it to D or any of them. And just said.
So you believe this could have worked if he had really committed to just leaning into the lie?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
A quick pause to explain the knowledge is power to some of you that are maybe new to Survivor. Introduced in season 41, I think.
Yeah.
The knowledge is power advantage grants the holder of the power the ability to ask one player at tribal council if they have an advantage or an idol. The player is forced to answer honestly. Always the dumbest part of this.
This is the most hated advantage, I would say.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And then they would have to give the idol or advantage to the person who played the knowledge is power.
Right.
So again, the thinking is Bruce, in his plan here, I panicked, thought it might be in play. Someone was going to ask me for my idol because I knew I had it.
Yeah.
And I gave it to Kelly, and out she goes. Okay.
It's plausible.
It's plausible.
It's plausible.
It's plausible. So he really botched it with the Katurah part.
Right. Yeah.
Or Katurah botched it, depending how you look at it.
Well, it worked for her because they got rid of her.
Yes, and that was her number one mission in playing Survivor.
Now what's she gonna do?
Exactly. She might quit. She's like, all right, done. No, she's my winner pick. Day 18, reward challenge. The winner of this will head to the sanctuary, where good things happen.
Yeah.
Do you like Probst really, really trying to make this a thing?
I do.
The tagline, yeah.
I love it.
Where good things happen. What'd you do when Probst said what the food reward was?
I was like, this should have aired last week.
I know, we called it. Turkey, mashed potatoes, apple pie, beer, soda, juice. This is Thanksgiving.
They thought it was going to air on Thanksgiving. They had to have thought, right?
You think so?
Well, I think so. I don't know. Maybe
more sense. They should have flipped these. Chicken should have been this week.
Yeah.
And the mashed potatoes and everything.
Yeah.
Turkey should have been last week. Yeah.
I mean, it definitely felt like this was supposed to be a Thanksgiving feast. There was, the letters from home.
Yeah, right.
All of that stuff. And it's running later than normal, right? Because we're going right up to Christmas.
Yeah. I don't remember it always bumping up that close.
So maybe it got delayed by a week or something. And Probst was in his trailer just tearing that thing apart, going, God damn it.
How can we cut around this?
Get Kenny Loggins on the phone.
Probst also, in explaining all the food they're going to have at the sanctuary where good things happen, you're going to spend the night with pillows. Blanket. He doesn't pluralize that.
Oh,
he said blanket. They have one big blanket for the four of them, and then he stops, and there's the weirdest reaction shot.
Yeah,
from Jake and Austin, and it's so straight. I rewound it 3 times, going, "What the hell just happened there?"
They're on the edge of their seat because he did not finish his sentence, or at least it didn't seem like it.
Well, I have a theory.
Okay.
Was he about to accidentally slip up and say the letters from home?
Oh.
And sort of caught himself at the last second, and hence why he bobbled blanket, and it sounded like he wasn't done talking?
Yeah.
Was that maybe?
Oh, I think you just nailed it, because it was weird. It was just like, you know what? Respect.
It's so weird.
Respect to Survivor, because it just shows that they don't do a second takes. They could have easily said, "I'll call out stuff."
Hey, hold on, bro. You just said blanket. You've confused them. They all think they're using one blanket. You just do it again. Take it from the top. Let's go. Turkey, mashed potatoes, apple pie. Yeah. I don't know. That's my theory on what happened there. As for the challenge itself, castaways, they got to grab a ball on their way through several obstacles, and then they got to maneuver the ball through a table maze. And Emily wins the table maze, and that was cool. And literally, doesn't know, her body and mind doesn't know what to do with having just won a challenge on Survivor.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the challenge?
The challenge was thrown together at the last minute. It felt like it was just what do we got? We got some tables over here. Let's make those obstacles. And then, remember that net thing that we tangled them up in? Let's get that. It just felt like just a mishmash of old leftover shit that they threw together. And it was just I guess we better do this reward challenge. And you know what? I am glad that Emily won it because she needed a win. It was the best reward. I would also argue, I've said this before, it's the Tyson strategy. You don't want to win this. But I'm glad she did. It was good for Emily.
You don't want to win it because you're going to have to pick people.
You don't want to win it.
Yeah.
Well, you have to pick people to bring. And let's be honest, you have a 50% chance of going on the thing anyways, right? There's 8 of them or 9 of them. No, there's 8 of them. Half of them went. So let her pick. Let her piss everybody off. But it was perfect that it was Emily, because she's actually not going to piss anybody off, really.
No.
By picking them or whatever. And she just said, all right, all the girls, we'll have a girls' night. Perfect.
Yeah. Because this is ladies' night. And maybe they didn't get the rights to that.
They spent it all on logins.
Sent it all on logins. Probst tells them after she wins. You know how I almost screwed it up when I was introing the challenge? You're actually getting letters from home as well. Oh,
right.
boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Pull at the heartstrings here.
Right.
So Emily picks Julie. She picks Katurah, who is absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
She was ready to not be going to the sanctuary. And then she ultimately gets one more pick, and she picks D. So, yes, picks all the women.
Great.
There we go. Let's go to the sanctuary. In my notes here, I have loved Emily doing the confessionals with a glass of wine.
It looked awesome.
It looked awesome.
You know what she looked like? She looked like a winner.
I know. Yeah, for sure. This is her by far best episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like across the board.
Absolutely.
This is an A+ episode for Emily. Well, somebody says we're going to have a female winner. They included that in there. They talked about that. Mm-hmm. It's going to be one of us.
Okay. I mean, again, 50% chance at that.
Yep. But, and then Katurah blows up Bruce's, Kelly took my idol home plan. So it lasted literally 15 minutes of showtime.
Yeah.
So like, oh, okay.
Gleefully blew him up.
Yeah.
And then
other notes from the sanctuary here?
That's.
I know we go back for the letters, but
it's time. We've said it time and time again. It's time to bring back the actual visit. Like, it would be nice if there were family members at the sanctuary. Mm-hmm. That would be a good thing that happened at the sanctuary.
Where good things happen.
Where good things happen. Oh, my family's here. That's good.
Thanksgiving theme too. Man, break bread. But
exactly.
No. Yeah. No. Well, they spend all their money on Kenny Loggins. They can't fly anyone else in now. So we go to the boys' camp. This was them cutting away from all the ladies eating and drinking and celebrating and building each other up and all that. It was really cool. To boys talking about farting. Like, it's a slow burn here.
Right.
Light the match behind the fart. Because it starts, like, what are they doing? I wonder what they're talking about. Okay, yeah, they're talking about farting.
Yeah.
And I was dying immediately. And then it builds into the Kenny Loggins playing with the boys soundtrack. Then we literally got, I don't know who was it, somebody dropping a guys being dudes.
Yeah, I think it was Drew.
Was it Drew or Jake? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
May have been Jake, but we were just missing the what's better than this.
Yeah.
Like, if they had, If someone had said what's better than this, just guys being dudes. But we got half of it.
Yeah.
Then the flexing, the burping comes out. I was in stitches, man. I was like, this is so well done. We get then Drew talking about broing out and how he doesn't do it. Which I thought he said in like the first episode, he has like a split personality.
That's right.
That Drew maybe is sort of the nerdier guy, but what's his last name? Basile. That's the cool bro dude.
Well, Basile wasn't there.
So he really has a split personality with his name.
I can't believe Basile missed this. He would have loved it. He would have loved it.
Hold on. I got a letter from home. It's from Basile. Just out with the dudes, crushing beers, crushing chicks. Okay. So you're right. I guess that was Drew. It wasn't Basile. Yeah.
Yeah.
But very, very funny.
I'm glad Drew was there, though, because he needed it. He needed a bro time more than Basile. Basile does it all the time.
Oh, man. I mean, it's really funny when you think the four bros broing out here, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like even Austin does not have a bro-y vibe to him at all. Really, none of them do.
Oh, he's like, what did he say? The most unbro-y thing of all time is like, bacon? A little overrated. Kind of fatty, actually, when you think about it. It's like, yeah, okay.
I think that's what made it 10 times funnier.
Yeah,
that they're the least broies of all bros. Oh, man, that was good. We do get Austin getting his Aussie on, and I don't mean whipping out his dick. Now that's broy. Just compare our schlongs out here.
I'm checking out Basile's OnlyFans right now.
So I meant getting his Aussie on by catching an actual fish.
Yeah.
And, we get the cool shots. Austin underwater, working the spear there, and seems to catch a couple.
Yeah.
And again, he's talking up the Fijian water and loving it. And I mean, you said Emily got a bit of that's a winner confessional right there. This gives you like the winner scene here.
Right.
This guy just loves living on the island.
Yeah.
He's killing it out here.
Yeah.
Not that Aussie ever won.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And a nice juxtaposition, Emily and Austin, they're out there having the time of their lives. They're peaking right now.
Right.
And then we got Jake. And Katurah is having a bad day.
Right.
And Julie having a bad day.
That's a good point.
So it was nice to see people actually having fun playing the game that we all desperately want to play.
Some are having fun. Some have hit the wall.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a great point. We get also Bruce and Jake here when it's just the boys at camp discussing targeting D. But Jake wants to cut Bruce loose. And so Jake tells Drew that Bruce doesn't have an idol, and he seems to buy it. He definitely seems to buy it.
He bought it, 100%.
Right. We take a commercial break, or maybe actually we go back to the sanctuary. Anyway, letters from home.
Yeah.
I'll just say to this, banger after banger of words of encouragement from these letters that they were sharing. And they, like, each one, I was like, oh, man, what a line. Like, you're a warrior. And like all this stuff. And we get Emily talking about missing her boyfriend, Eric, and how she's missing a big life event because they're moving into a place together.
Yeah.
And then Katurah talks about getting a letter from her mom, who she had cut off, I guess, contact with a year ago.
Yeah, by her choice.
Yeah, okay. Her
that's
choice.
what she said.
How'd that letter get through? And what do you think about that decision?
And yeah, that's a good
Nora
point.
was like, my wife was like, is that cool they did that? I mean, she said she cut off communication with her mother, and then suddenly, maybe other family members approved it. I don't know. I just thought
that must have been. It must have been somebody in her family who was collecting the letters to send to Katurah. Hey, you want to send one to Katurah? She's on Survivor.
I wonder how that works. We should really inquire with a Survivor player. Like, do you give a list? Do you just do they have is there a point person like you're saying?
There's got to be a point person.
They would go, if I was on the island, they go to Nora and say, hey, get as many letters as you can. I'm starting to think, could I send you a shitty letter?
Yeah, you could. In fact, that's what I would want. I would put Rachel in charge and say, look, just send me a really bad letter from Skeets, just tearing me down and stuff, and a Mad magazine or something. You know what I mean?
So this is like a next level Johnny Fairplay, my grandma's died in a weird way.
Yes.
Wow, how have we not have that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, hold on. This is really the next evolution of the Fairplay move. Have me send you a letter. JD, I got the worst news ever. Both your dogs passed. Your father, I think he just celebrated his 75th birthday. He unfortunately passed. I didn't want to get too dark. That's why I started with the dog. Point is, send you shitty news in a letter.
Right.
Oh,
right.
And get that sympathy, Jake.
Yeah. That's
diabolical, though.
Yeah. Thinking about Emily's letter, I'm like, she's upset about moving into her new house. I would be like,
Sucker.
I don't have to do it. It's going to be totally unpacked when I get home.
Yeah. I can't wait to change everything you've set up. So don't get comfortable with that setup.
She got a couple of sangrias into her and she's ready to marry the guy.
Yeah, that's true. She love hit her. Again, it's a great episode for her. Okay, anyway, along there, a little tangent on the letters. Day 19. We have the women returning to the beach. Nothing of them sleeping. Nothing of the pillows, the blanket or blankets.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
They never show that.
They never show it anymore. How could there not be a great moment where they're all cuddling up and looking so comfy and good night, good night.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, yeah. I want to see where they sleep in that sanctuary. Is it just right on the bean bags there with the blanket and pillow?
All right, or is it
There's no back.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, Probst doesn't say you're staying a night in a hotel room
or
something.
No,
so
no.
you must just. Yeah, you're probably right. It was probably those beanbags.
Yeah. So show us.
You
got 90 minutes. Just a shot.
Yeah, exactly. So they come back. Everybody's together again. Emily tells Drew and Austin that no one is targeting them. Okay. Drew brings up, hey, Bruce doesn't have his idol anymore. So we should do something maybe about this. Emily says, nope, that's not true. It's like every person going, where'd you find that out? It's not true.
I know. It's just like they just believe. It's like he believes everything at face value right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does have it. Oh, no, he doesn't have it. Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So Emily talks then with Jake about him being a target. I really liked these two talking. I thought it was really fun. Jake starts throwing Drew's name around to everyone, and then we get a great scene, another hilarious scene between Drew and Jake. We saw this on the Next Time on Survivor last episode, and this is like a bit of like, why me, and well, why is it always me, and this mobster comments, and I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I loved it too, but it's just perplexing. It's like... They're so sensitive, these people. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you said my name? Okay, those conversations done then, and walks off the beach. Like, what? What happened? Why are you being like this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I know that Jake was at his wit's end, and he's tired of being led around, and and all of this. I thought that him saying to Drew, like, okay, well, if you got nothing for me, then this conversation's over, because you've been dicking me around for the last, since we joined up and we've been on the same beach together. So, put up or shut up, because this conversation's over. I thought that was actually quite reasonable, but Drew just sort of collapses into, he did one of those, like, I'm so furious, I'm going to walk 2 steps and I'm going to turn around and like give you a piece of my mind. And it's just like, okay, you don't see this on Survivor that often.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, it's just not great gameplay.
No.
But it was fun to watch. I agree with you. It was fun to watch, but it's perplexing. And the whole thing, and then is it then the very next scene where Jake is like, discovers that, wait a minute, why'd you lie to me, Bruce? Why'd you lie?
That's a little bit later, but
it's a little later, but it's all sort of like, that's the final straw for Jake. And that's when he has his complete breakdown. And it's just like, okay, I know it's a hard game, but god damn.
Yeah, Sarah here in the live tribe says, Jake and Drew just having a pissy fit.
Yeah.
Very funny. They were both right and both wrong.
Right.
Right. It was great. We got somebody saying your game is donezo.
Yeah.
I mean, this would have been the best scene of all time if they were both wearing, like, both had, like, cigars and, like, the crooner hats and stuff like that. Little mobsters. Very funny.
So good.
Day 19, the immunity challenge. Probst says, bring in the boat. Here comes the boat. Mm-hmm. New challenge, I believe. Somebody fact check me on that, but I think we got a new challenge here. Castaways holding themselves on a slanted board, like on a slide almost, over the water. They got to brace themselves with their feet for the most part and narrow handholds.
Right.
Moving through this, Emily drops first. Then Katurah panics. Has a full-on panic attack, it feels like. She doesn't want to fall in the water. She eventually just steps off. Mm-hmm. Julie drops. So we're down to the 4 guys and D, but then D goes. And then the last stage is wild. You're down to those very small holds, legs straight out. Yeah. So you can't you can't press down on the bottoms of your feet there. I guess D did make it to that part. And then Drew drops, then Jake, down to Austin and Bruce. And then Bruce suddenly drops out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Austin wins. Thoughts on this challenge, this new challenge?
Well, the coolest thing about the challenge, and Jeff pointed it out, was the boat that brought them in. How's that for coming in? How's that for getting to the challenge? The boat ride. It's like, what? Who gives a shit about the boat, man? And they're like, yeah, that was fun. We were on a boat, man. Because it was all downhill from there. This felt like another, like an outtake or a leftover challenge that they've had in the warehouse for years.
You think there's a reason we hadn't seen this one? You didn't like it?
I mean, it looked difficult. Yeah. It looked like Tyson pointed this out on his podcast, how the width of the slides were exactly the same. So if you had a broader shoulders, you had an advantage. So maybe that's the reason all 4 women dropped out first, because it's just not built.
And why Austin won. The guy has giant shoulders.
Yeah. So
maybe.
I also You don't get a sense. There's been other clinging challenges where they have to hold on to something where you can see how painful it is. You couldn't really see what they were doing with their hands when it got down to that final nub.
It was sort of weird. You could almost use your feet at the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought that part was a little strange too. And then suddenly he's like, now your feet have to go straight out. But if you feel like you need to get back into position,
you can still scooch back up.
You can use your feet to scoot yourself back up. That part was weird.
Yeah.
I would just take my sweet ass time doing that.
Exactly.
I don't think he would have called you on it.
No. Yeah. And then the worst part of it is that it is a slide. So when everybody dropped off, it wasn't like a clinging by your fingernails and then you fall, and it's sort of like climactic. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm sliding down now, and so you don't really get a sense of how much pain they were in or what It's like they inexplicably decide, okay, I've had enough, and then they slide down.
Yeah.
So the biggest drama of the whole thing was Katurah not wanting to go in the water, and I felt bad for her. She's having a panic attack, and which I didn't really understand because she dove into the water basically at the end, and then they made a moment out of that.
Did she jump in the water when they were marooned at the beginning of this game?
I mean,
I assume she went in the water.
Yeah,
at least at the end of it when they have to go to their boats.
And it's not the first water challenge they've been.
Yeah, I know. But she was making it seem like it's not really the water and I can sort of swim or it's something had happened. Maybe it was the height of falling into I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was that boat ride. The speed of the boat. The vastness of the ocean.
So Jeff gives her the option, hey, you can swim in with your tribe and we'll make this a television moment. Or you can get on the boat and you'll see them on the beach. I'm getting on the boat. I know he
set her up. You could get on the boat. If you want to be a real hero,
I don't know.
You're gonna jump in that water with your friends.
I thought he was just giving her the option.
I know.
But I know he wanted her to get in the water.
Of course,
for sure.
Because he knew how shitty this challenge was.
Exactly.
He's like, thank God she had a panic attack. We got something here to work with.
Yeah, and the exciting thing about it was that Bruce was still in it right till the end. So I was on my feet going, "Come on, Bruce!"
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Bruce almost pulling it out. Okay, so there's a theory here in the live tribe I'm seeing. Sorry, guys, I'm doing a lot here with Down a Man. But that maybe, she was really, the letter from her mother induced all of this.
That is fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
I guess it's possible. You already said the part at the end where I did laugh. I thought it was funny how, her reaction after she has stepped off and is sitting over there and feels like shit and all that. Jeff drops his, all right, swim out. And she goes, oh, no.
And it's fun. They weren't swimming to the shore because it's all coral and stuff. I was, looking at, how they were swimming parallel to the shore. So I don't know where they were swimming.
Well, that one shot's hilarious. When she eventually elects to jump in the water and swim to a boat. Yeah. And it zooms out, big drone shot. It's like, where the fuck's the boat? Exactly. No wonder she doesn't want to get in the water.
Exactly.
He didn't say, oh, yeah, do you want to take the boat or do you want to swim 10 miles back to shore? Yeah. Because we got a cool shot here.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a valid point about her mother stirring up feelings and just feeling anxiety in general. Man, this episode should have been sponsored by BetterHelp or something.
Yeah, yep, for sure. Okay, day 19, we are back. We're plotting. We're scheming. Mm-hmm. So much for that Bruce plan at this point. He's immediately I'm going to play my idol. What happened to this entire episode saying you don't have an idol?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to play my idol. It sounds like it's going to be a simple split. Votes on Bruce, votes on Jake. But Katurah tells Emily we should go for Mama J.
Mm-hmm. As a backup. She still wants Bruce.
Yeah, as a backup. That's right. Emily tells Bruce that Mama J is playing him for a jury vote.
Right. Now,
there was a lot of maneuvering of Bruce's strings here by Emily. I thought this was another one of them. So the plan is to make any sort of ricochet vote, fall on Mama J.
Right.
So Bruce and Jake talk, and this is where Bruce comes clean about, okay, I do still have the idol. And everybody when they hear this, that he has already lied to about not having it, must just be, what the hell, man? Make up your mind, and what is going on? And this triggers Jake for that emotional breakdown.
Right.
He's down by himself on the beach. Now, Katurah checks in with him.
Yep.
Pretty briefly. Mm-hmm. And then Bruce checks in with him.
Yeah.
And Bruce gives him a pretty decent pep talk. I mean, that was a cool moment.
Yeah.
He was a real dad. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would happen to me 4 days ago.
Right.
Which we saw on the episode. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought it was good. But I do feel for Jake in that, you hate to be at the bottom. You hate to, everybody's lying to you all the time. People you think you're working with.
Well, he's also a couple other things. Bruce is now telling him he does have an idol.
Right.
So he's like, well, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought maybe if he doesn't, maybe I last again. So he's thinking that. I think a part like this idea that he just had this fight or had this recent argument with Drew. I mean, I think emotions are high, and it's got to be weird a little bit, especially if they were just broing down.
You're right. At the beginning of this episode, he was like, "All right, I'm done being the dog. I have friends on this island." And then he just realizes, oh,
they're all lying.
Maybe I don't have any friends on this island.
And then before Tribal Council, Emily trying so hard to manipulate Bruce, convince him to not play his idol.
Yeah.
And, it's going to work out here, but her strategic approach, perfect.
Yes.
So smooth. Try and get Bruce to come to the realization that he's so smart that he thinks he doesn't need to play his idol.
Right.
The opposite approach of going to someone saying, you don't need to play your idol. You're like, I think the votes are not going that way.
Right.
She does. It's like reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you probably should. But he's going to think, well, you're telling me I should. I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's beautiful.
She played, she just played it perfectly. Again, we can argue whether that's the right move of her when there was Final 8 to go that way and target Bruce. I'm not so sure it was. But in its execution, you couldn't have done any better.
No, I agree. Totally.
Do you think, though, she'll get credit for that? Let's say she makes it to the end and she tries to say that this was all her doing. Like, are people going to go, yeah, Emily, you had him wrapped around your finger on that one. Like, that was brilliant. Like, that was smart. Or are people just going to go, yeah, it's Bruce. He made a dumb decision. Like, he overthought it. Like, he got too cute.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only...
I think that her best chance... I mean, I'm with you. I think that it's very subtle, and you could easily chalk it up to Bruce just being completely, just straight up hubris.
Yeah.
Or a desperation play because he knows everybody wants to get rid of him. If I can just survive this one, get immunity next time, and then just, you sort of look down past... Because the truth is that if he had played his idol, he would be going home next if he didn't win. Anyways.
Well, that's what Alex says here in the live tribe. He knew he was done next anyway.
Yeah.
But play it. You're there.
Yes.
And you've finished either top 1 or top 2 in every single challenge we've done. So your odds are pretty good you might win again.
Yeah. And the answer to your question is, I think that her best bet is Bruce himself walking into Ponderosa and saying... Emily got me. It was Emily.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That you're absolutely right about that. How does Bruce play this?
Yeah.
Does Bruce give her credit?
I think he would.
And that she got me. She came the Mama J thing, the telling me I probably should play it, and that was going to be the... Yeah, I don't know with Brucey.
I know.
It's Bruce, if you're still here, tell us what what you did or what we can expect. So Tribal Council, Night 19... here's what we talk about. Bruce not having the immunity necklace for once, how the mood has changed, how he's vulnerable now. Mm-hmm. Jake talks a lot about being down and out. Yeah. He literally says, I feel dumb.
Yeah.
And there's this. We already talked a little bit about it. Mama J tearing up about backstabbing the jury, specifically Kendra. Mm-hmm. Probst then cycles back to advantages and idols, and the consensus is, Bruce is going to play it.
Yeah.
And this is the other part. How much of this was an island move? I think everybody was in on this.
Feels like it.
Right? Yeah. The move being make it all sound like we're voting for him, that he's got to play his idol, and that we're flushing it.
Yeah. I think that's what it was, based on the celebration after he gets voted out.
Yes.
Literally,
they're like, we did it. Holy crap.
We got rid of him.
We got rid of the idol.
Well, yeah.
That's what they're way more pumped up about.
Are they, though?
I think so.
I guess. We got rid of... Well, it's 2 birds, 1 stone, I guess.
Yeah. Will that idol go back into play? Will there be a wild goose chase? Will Jake find it?
Ooh.
I don't know. I mean, there's 2 still.
Yeah.
Right? Austin's got 2. Well, I guess Austin has one. Mama J
and
might
Mama
have one.
J still has one because they
returned.
did. Well, they showed again in the preview to this
preview.
episode.
They did.
Or the last time on, I should say.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, funny moment here. Jake gets the first 3 votes after everybody's gone up and made their votes.
Well, hi everyone.
He starts packing up. He started packing up his stuff. Kelly and Kendra, they're a bunch of My Buddy Grishes. That's a basketball reference for you No Dunks fans. You know, game's over. It's 3-0. Turn it off. They'll never come back from this. And Caleb, you know, the voice of reason here. Yeah. He literally drops a wait. He literally drops like 8 weights. And he's right, because the votes turn. We get a Julie vote. That's Bruce's vote. And then it comes up 4 votes for Bruce. And I skipped over the part. Does anybody want to play an idol? And
that was a long, pregnant one. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yep.
Showing his hand, showing his thinking about going. And he doesn't, of course, and he's voted out with an idol in his pocket. 4 people who voted for Bruce: Emily, Jake, Katurah, and Julia. We got a great Katurah reaction. We get Emily putting her hand on his shoulder, looking at the jury, like really trying to, or at least the edit's trying to say,
I did
this.
Yeah.
And he is going home with an idol in his pocket because of me. Yeah.
Yeah. So was it a good move? Is this a tree mail thing? I haven't even looked at the questions.
Yeah, let's save it for tree mail.
Okay.
And debate whether this was a good move for Emily, for Katurah, for Jake even. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll get into your questions. Don't go anywhere. Nothing hits like giving the perfect gift, and no gift fits more perfectly than an Indochino suit. They're made to measure and totally customizable with endless options. You can choose your own cut, your own fabric, lining, and more to create the suit of your dreams at a surprisingly affordable price. That's why you got to consider an Indochino gift card for that perfect fit gift, or use the code NODUNKS at Indochino.com to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. But look, when it comes to Indochino, we're always talking about the blazers and the pants and the dress shirts. Let's not sleep on the outerwear.
Interesting.
It's finally jacket season down here in the South, which is why I've had my eye on the Haywood olive trench coat and the Bradford buffalo plaid gray bomber jacket. And if I'm being honest, I can't decide between the two. One's the trench coat, one's the bomber jacket. I'm just going to get them both.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear them at the same time.
Get all of them.
Yeah, that's right. Indochino makes getting measured easy. You can set up your measurement profile in less than 10 minutes, either from the comfort of your own home or by making an appointment at one of their showrooms. From timeless classics to bold statements, express your style exactly how you want. New colors, fabrics, and outerwear styles. It's easy to create your next look. You just choose the customizations you want. Again, we're talking everything from like the buttons and the vents to the pockets and lapels. Select your styles and they will build it. High quality items designed and made to fit you. There's only one of you, all right? So make something customized to your fit. Give the perfect fit gift with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use the code NODUNKS to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's 10% off at INDOCHINO.com with that code NODUNKS. It was like a boys' island in here during that break. I was just belching away. No farts, but man, I got this cherry vanilla Coke coursing through me, and it's bubbly. I ripped that belch. That was one of my loudest belches of all time.
That's a good one. I might have it on tape, actually, on the alt Maybe
great.
I'll dust that.
Oh, great. As long as you put some Kenny Loggins to it, we'll be good. Okay, tree mail. Let's do it. Got some great questions. I had a lot going on this morning, so I got this tweet up a little later than normal. But you people still came through. So thank you to everybody that tweeted in with your questions and your comments about Survivor Episode 10, first one. I'm glad we kept it until now. Anthony wanted to know, would you go to Jeff's carnival and play this game if you got scones?
I mean, yes, of course.
Yeah?
What kind of carnival are we talking here?
What is he talking about?
Like,
They really did Jeff dirty last night when you think
Oh my God, he was all over the place.
They're like, sorry, Jeff, for keeping it in, man. You're going crazy. You're saying weird things.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It's like that's what he said. This is like something you'd see in a carnival.
Yeah, and Jake was like, what carnival are you going to? What is this? I mean, I guess it's a slide. You know those carnivals that have those, like you sit on like a potato sack and you go down that? They're colorful. Yeah. They're all lined up.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's not where I'm stuck. It's the scones.
Yeah, true.
He's so LA that they only have like cappuccino and scones at the carnivals he goes to.
Crumpets and tea. He's never had popcorn. He's never had a hot dog.
Yeah.
Some cotton candy.
He has a single indulgence, and that's a scone at a carnival.
Weird. Next one here from Jaron. Emily was masterful in getting Bruce to feel comfortable enough to not play his idol, but wasn't her plan to get Mama J out a better plan? Were the non-Reba members so blinded by the goal of getting Bruce out that they gave up a chance at flipping the numbers? There we go. Yeah. This is what we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm going to say straight off the bat, I was wrong about Bruce. I saw a path to victory for Bruce. Mm-hmm. I underestimated how much they disliked him. Mm-hmm. You know,
that's what I was trying to tell you.
I know.
I mean, I was telling you if he was at the end, he was never going to get $1 million.
Okay, well, I think you're right about that. So why fucking vote him out?
Exactly.
Like it made me angry. I'm like, what are you doing? Like when I saw everyone high-fiving and celebrating, yes, we got him. We got this guy,
Bruce,
who will never win this game. Why are you so happy about getting rid of him? It's like, I understand that he's a frustrating guy and he's annoying to be around. And obviously, you know, Emily alluded to it at the beginning of the game, was like, this guy, all he wants to do is protect himself with this idol. He doesn't want to play it strategically in any way. The only thing I can do is convince him not to play it, maybe, which she did. So I get that part of, you know, he's a liability, he's unpredictable and all this, but I would love to be sitting next to Bruce if that's the reaction that he gets.
Yeah.
So yeah, they definitely should have gone after Mama J or anybody in the Reba alliance. I mean, it just makes me like go, what aren't they showing us? Like, is there something else that we don't know about Bruce or about, you know, why they hate him so much?
Yeah.
Because they really to me, they haven't really shown us much, and they haven't told us much as to why, other than the usual, he's a goofy old guy and nobody likes him. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he's a winner, obviously, in challenges. He has the idol, which is a threat.
But that's almost even better. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. This part is the strange part. Like, it would have been almost cooler if Emily was playing chess, did all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But still in the background had the votes going on, you know, someone else,
right? And
then tell Bruce at the last second, play you right, like,
yeah,
work it all,
yeah.
Because is she going the right path? I think so. We also had a comment here from Kevin. I thought it was a pretty good question. Was Emily's plan able to boost her chances of winning, or did they tank her chances? Either the jury will view convincing Bruce not to play his idol as masterful manipulation, or they will see she had the opportunity to catch the Reba 4 in a vote split and failed to take one of them out.
Right.
That's it. That's it right there. And that goes back to, like, how does Bruce go back to the rest of the jury members?
Yeah.
And how does he sell it?
Right.
That she masterfully manipulated me, or, you know, whatever. Like, they screwed up. I was the one saying we should go, you know, after maybe somebody in the Reba core 4.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing about Emily. She's still in the game, and I don't think this is her last move. And I think once the Reba 4 start turning on each other, which has to be this next episode, right? I mean, unless they're all going 4 strong.
I'm not so sure it has to. I think, like, we talked about this a little bit, I think, in some of the previous No Buffs. Does she just think, I can be the 5th person there when it's still the core 4, and I can be the swing vote?
Right.
Between hopefully 2 factions of that core 4. Maybe it's the guys and the girls. Maybe it's Dee and Austin, and who knows. Yeah. But I can be the swing vote. therefore get myself into basically the final 3. Get there.
Yeah.
And then, hope I get obviously enough jury votes. But I guess.
Okay, and that's not a bad strategy, especially how badly everybody is taking getting voted off, right? Because Reba they're the ones that are masterminding all of these blindsides and vote offs, right? So everybody on the jury is pissed off at Reba. So if Emily's sitting there, who has done really nothing except for get rid of the most irritating player on the beach, then, Emily gets the $1 million.
Yeah. Again, one of the things Emily asked when she was talking to Bruce earlier in this episode was like, who's calling the shots for Reba?
Yeah.
And that, to me, depending on how many of them are there or not at the final 3, is how is the jury going to look at this core 4 and go, you were in control.
Right.
You were really making the moves.
Right.
And who the hell is it?
Yeah.
Is it Drew? Is it D?
Right.
Those are the 2 we think it is. Could it be Mama Julie moving forward?
Yeah.
Yeah. And or is it going to be one of these things like they're going to have so much respect for the first person that strikes from the core 4 Reba against each other.
Right.
Like the rest of these jury members will be like, yes, Mama J, you went and, tried first or whatever, successfully took out a Drew or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's fascinating.
That's the thing that the unknown is how the jury will react to them getting voted out, what the stories are being told in Ponderosa, and the rest of it is just like us, waiting to see what happens. I was hoping that this wouldn't happen because I think that it's less interesting TV, but then I don't know.
Yeah, I always love... I don't get so upset with a powerful alliance because I can't wait for it to turn on each other.
Yeah.
Because in this game it has to.
Right.
And then it gets really personal. But you're right that, now that I think about it, just like last night's results, you can't convince me that Emily and Katurah and Jake and Bruce all working together, whether they use his idol or not,
right,
to get out one of the Reba 4, that helps their chances more than it did after the results from last night.
Right.
Obviously for Bruce because he's gone, but the other 3, they're in a better spot.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yep.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
Next one, EJ. Now that the Bruce Katurah wars are finally over, can we reflect on Katurah's game? I don't understand many of the moves she's made this season, and I was wondering if you guys make more sense of her game than I can. If I make the show, happy birthday, Mom. Hey, happy birthday to EJ's mom. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
I won over you. I triumphed over you. You were Team Bruce. I was Team Katurah.
Yeah, congratulations.
So I won that part. Yeah. But what is Katurah doing here? I mean, we just sort of talked about this was probably a weird move for her last night.
Yeah.
You probably should have swallowed your pride or whatever and gone with the crazy guy for a little bit more.
Right.
Probably.
I think so. Again, she's ingratiated herself to the Reba tribe. Mm-hmm. So there's
her and Emily fighting for that
bottom spot.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. The thing about Katurah is that we haven't seen her play much of a game at all other than Bruce Revenge.
Yep.
If I'm a Reba person, I'm like, well, I want to sit next to Katurah and Jake. Those are my 2 that I want to sit next to in the final tribal council, right?
Yeah. You may want to take, I don't know, maybe you want to go with someone else from your core alliance that you think you could beat, and then one of those 2.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to hurt too many of my former alliance members. I do want their votes still. But,
right.
Look, it's tough to explain her game. It's been a weird show for her.
Yeah.
I'm still holding out hope she can pull this off. Maybe now that Bruce is gone, maybe the fog of war,
the fog of war is lifted.
Literally lifts, and she can see a vision now.
Yeah.
And we have gotten in this show through 10 episodes a lot of references to women power, women winning, women alliances. We're gonna have a woman win this game. That's happened like 3 or 4 times. So they're in the driver's seat numbers wise.
Yeah.
Could have happened. But you got Austin with a bunch of idols. Or at least one. I got to keep bringing that up.
Right.
Okay, next one. Mark, do you think there's any reason now to vote out Jake? He isn't a threat, and he's most likely not winning this game. So wouldn't it be a better move to start working with him and use him as a number? How do you feel about Jake's position in the game?
I mean, I just said take him to the end, but your point about pissing off your own alliance is well taken. So he's an easy vote. Like he's been trotted along. You're almost putting him out of his misery, you know.
Probst, can we take Jake out back behind the voting booth instead of voting? Yeah, I would agree with this because you see these people and you're like, they're goats. Take them.
Yeah.
Have them sit there. Nobody's going to vote for them. But, and it's always stuck with me, Rob Cesternino always pointing out, yeah, but that's a seat. Those goats that are going, that's a seat that you could be in.
Right.
It's like, ever since he said that, I forget when it was, like, oh yeah, that is a good point. You're limiting seats to be there to even present my case.
Right.
And try and win $1 million.
Right.
I mean, the only way you win $1 million is if you're sitting there at the end. So
yeah.
You don't want to get screwed by a goat, like someone that yes, unless you're right beside them. But that's the tough part there.
Yeah.
Jake, I mean, though, yeah, it doesn't feel like he has any way to win this game to me.
No.
Like, I didn't think Bruce did. I definitely don't think Jake does.
I mean,
Katurah is not far behind.
Yeah, it's impossible. I don't say that often, but I think it's impossible.
So you think a Reba 4 or Emily wins this game?
Yeah, I'm openly rooting for Emily now.
Okay,
but
you want the underdog for sure.
Always the underdog. Yeah, but I like an Austin as well. But whatever.
You don't feel Hey, you said before we went live on the air, you don't care for the Reba 4 all that much.
I don't care for them
as personalities on the island.
Not really.
They're just too powerful.
They're too powerful. That's what it is. It's just, and they play a little bit of a bully game, which I don't like. Like the last week, we had Drew and Dee eating all Jake's rice, which I didn't like. So that kind of thing.
I loved it.
I know.
I'm not saying you always want a villain. He's probably the most villainous one out there.
Who, Drew?
Drew?
Yeah, I think
he's
so.
Confrontational.
Yeah.
He's like, he thinks he's the big shot because he has been for a lot of the game.
Yeah. But it, goes to your head.
It does. It does. Goes to your biceps. Final one from Austin Tourist by way of Twitter. What activities would you do if you were stuck on an all-male island for a day? And he did add, you can't podcast.
Okay. Podcasting's out. That's literally the last thing I would want to do is podcast.
You wouldn't want to do a live podcast? Think of the content you could deliver.
I know,
what else are you doing out there?
Yeah, well, got 4 guys. We're playing pickleball, obviously.
Oh, God almighty. What are we making paddles out of coconuts?
Yes.
Or, I don't know.
Absolutely. We're making paddles. You know what? I've as a pretend Survivor player, I've had to sit through doing yoga sessions on the beach, meditation, Tai Chi. What else do they make you do? I've had my stars read by Kendra. I've done all the bullshit.
Okay.
Now we're doing something Daddy wants to do, and Daddy wants to play pickleball.
All right.
So that's pickleball. You got 4 guys. It's perfect.
This guy is a bro, man.
Well, what are you doing?
Building a sandcastle.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Why don't they build sandcastles out there?
Well, because you're building an actual shelter and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Here's why. Because it takes way too much energy, and you're in the middle of the sun.
Yeah.
And it's stupid.
And it's not that fun. I would argue that building sandcastles not as fun as it looks.
It just kills time. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Great question. At Austin Tourist. Okay, well, maybe you should have said we're playing topless pickleball.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then we get the montage of the dinks and the dumps. Not those dinks. I said topless. Okay.
Some homoerotic pickleball.
Yeah.
With Kenny Loggins playing in the background.
Playing with the boys. Pickle with the boys. All right. Speaking of picks and pickles and all that, make your picks. How'd you do? Did you get anything correct there last night?
I did not.
Yeah. Nor did I. I had D and I had Jake.
I had D, I had Jake, and I had Austin. I bought an extra vote.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know why I was going after Austin. I figured, I don't know. He's got 2 idols. He seems ripe.
Right.
The D, they were really sort of pushing the D and Austin sort of showmance angle. I thought they may.
I think they were pushing that a week early because we got more of that here on next time. It's like, that's got to come to head here soon. Mm-hmm. So I didn't mean it like that. So
I've dropped quite a bit. I'm 275.
Ooh, whoa! You're still doing quite well. Though.
Top 500, which I'm happy with.
Oh my god, I'm 1400. I am dropping like crazy. It's because my team stinks. I only have Katurah, and I only have who else do I have? Maybe D. What else do I have on my team?
I've got D. And Julie.
D. I got D and Katurah left.
D and Julie left.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, let's talk about next time on Survivor before we start wrapping up here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, D and Austin flirting under the stars.
Beautiful night sky, though.
Looked gorgeous. Yeah. And we see them hugging. The romance, I don't know, it's blossoming. Yeah.
Yes.
Drew, he says he's ready to take some shots. It seems like he might be targeting Julie. Okay. I feel like that was a voiceover, though.
Yeah.
Something was off about that.
Yeah.
D says her world is in Julie's hands.
Okay.
Julie says she's going rogue. I'm going rogue, people.
Yeah, the way she said it, though, was like, I'm not looking for papayas. I'm looking for coconuts or something. You know what I mean?
You don't think
like,
it was about
I'm going
the actual
rogue.
game.
It seemed very lighthearted the way she said it.
And there is a final shot in this Next Time on Survivor of Julie chewing on a stick. Now, here's my working theory. Okay? We just had this episode 10.
Yeah.
How Am I the Mobster? And it was all about Drew and Jake and that fight.
Right.
And Jake had that, he had the stick in his mouth, and it was this battle of like, who's really in charge here? Who's the real crime boss? Who's calling the shots? Who's the mobster?
Yeah.
Did they put that in there because Julie is the real mobster?
I chew your stick.
I think Julie next week is the one that makes the big attempt at a move.
Yeah.
And that's why that shot was in there.
Okay.
Her chewing away, pondering. We even get D saying her world is in Julie's hands. That's what you would say to the crime boss?
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, that's my theory.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put D again this week.
Okay.
D and Austin. Because Julie...
D and Austin?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, they're the, that's the showman.
Do you think Austin would use his idol to save D?
Yes.
So do I.
100%.
Immediately. I actually think he would use his idol to save...
Any of them.
Any of the
Rebas.
Yeah. I do too. If it came to it, if he had to. Because he's got 2. Yeah. Again, has 1 in his possession. In theory, has a second, but Julie might have it.
We could see him winning immunity and then using both idols to save his 2 best people.
Wow. So his idols are good till the final 5.
I believe so.
Next week is final 6.
I believe so.
Is that right? Fact check. Does one of them expire a week earlier?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it turned into a full. The amulet one turned into a full amulet.
Yeah.
It should be final 5.
Yeah.
Look, if he plays them for himself or wins, it feels like he could win another individual immunity
easily.
Depending on what it is, but he's basically all but guaranteed. He's looking like he's guaranteed to be in a fire making challenge.
Yeah,
the very least.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Is he good at making fire? We haven't had much foreshadowing.
No, not a lot of fire. Projections. The episode is titled "This Game Rips Your Heart Out."
Ooh.
Heart out. Heart.
It's Austin or D.
No, I said fart.
Oh. No, we're never getting another logins montage.
Yeah, okay, that might go to your Austin or D there. This game rips your heart out.
Yeah.
Julie. Yeah, Julie backstabs.
Yeah.
I'm calling Julie backstabs Austin.
Okay.
Wow. That'd be ruthless.
It would be.
I want that.
What if D? I could see D cutting Austin loose as well.
Yeah. Well,
remember, the women power.
The women power. Before we go here, tell me who you most want to win. So, top 3. Sounds like Emily at number 1.
Emily number 1.
Okay, then who do you have 2 and 3 if you're putting it in order?
Austin D.
Okay. I have Julie number 1. I want to see the mom win this damn game.
Yeah.
The mom always gets the short end of the stick.
You know what? I'm changing.
I turn into a psycho person on this podcast. I'm really a real conspiracy nut. I'm seeing things. You're right. Connecting things.
You're right a lot.
The game within the game is in the game.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I was right about that.
Yeah. Now I'm changing my answer then. Yeah. It's Emily, Julie, D.
Okay, I'm going Julie. Well, I should go Katurah because it's my winner pick, but I'll go Julie, Emily, Katurah.
Okay.
I do think a woman's going to win this game.
Yeah.
I think look, there's
there's
4-3. 4-3. I was thinking about the jury as well. 2-2 right now. Yeah, with Bruce going over there. Okay.
But,
okay.
Just because there's a woman over there doesn't mean they're going to vote for a woman if there's a man sitting up there.
That's a good point. Skeet's car has lost its battery power, and Skeets has lost his mind. Good way to end it there, Sarah. Live Tribe coming through. Thanks for all the tweets. Thanks for all the questions. Hopefully that was another fantastic No Buffs episode. I debated whether that was the funniest Survivor episode ever. Maybe this was the funniest No Buffs episode ever. You tell us. I mean, we're missing TK. He's always good for some hearty laughs.
Lines.
But he'll be back next week, breaking it all down. 3 episodes left in Survivor 45. We'll be back at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. And until next time, the tribe has spoken.